So salutation to the Triple Gem. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivadeni Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Okay, homage to reverences. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. We go straight to homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisadhamma sarati sattva deva manusanam Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Vachanang Veditambo Vinyuhiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujjupatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Buddhala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punya Ketang Lokasati. Sorry, I'm not used to a lot of things being hooked up to me and try to figure out everything. Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Very good. Happy to see all of you again. Some new faces. Okay. So today we will start with the 5 precepts. I'm going to do the precepts slightly different. Let me see. We don't need this anymore. advertising Dhammasara. This is where I live. You want to come? I've been there for 11.5 years. This is what happened early in the morning. We come down and descend. I live up in the hill and I walk down where the complex is. That's where everybody comes for dana. That's where we also work as nuns. So yeah, anyway. So we'll do the 5 precepts now. And this time, I think yesterday we did the 5 precepts with Pali. And we're going to slow it down a little bit more to just include the English as well. So that you also absorb the meaning and also how you're going to practice the 5 precepts. Is that something okay with everybody? Okay. You don't have a choice and say yes. So I will chant. Hang on. Okay. I will. Is it clear to everybody? Is that all right? Yeah. I mean, you're gonna know most of it anyway. So yeah. So I'll say Namo Tassa 3 times. And then you say Namo Tassa 3 times. Then we'll also do the English version of it. Okay, so, right. Ready? Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One.
Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, Noble, the perfectly enlightened One.
Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
I go to the Buddha for refuge.
I go to the Buddha for refuge.
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
I go to the Sangha for refuge.
I go to the Sangha for refuge.
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
A second time, I go to the Buddha for refuge.
Second time, I go to the Buddha for refuge.
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
A second time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
Second time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
A second time, I go to the Sangha for refuge.
Second time, I go to the Sangha for refuge.
Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
A third time, I go to the Buddha for refuge.
A third time, I go to the Buddha for refuge.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
A third time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
A third time, I go to the Dhamma for refuge.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
A third time, I go to the Sangha for refuge.
Third time, I go to Sangha for a retreat.
So this completes the 3 refuges. We go now to the 5 precepts. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking the life of any living beings.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking the life of any living beings.
I endeavor to be kind to all living beings.
I endeavor to be kind to all living beings.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking what is not given.
I undertake the precept to refrain from taking what is not given.
I aspire to be generous within my means.
I aspire to be generous within my means.
Kamesu michachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu vichachara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from any kind of sexual misconduct.
I undertake the precept to refrain from any kind of sexual misconduct.
I train myself to be trustworthy and reliable.
I train myself to be trustworthy and reliable.
Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musawada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from false and harmful speech.
I undertake the precept to refrain from false and harmful speech.
I train myself in kind speech, speak at the right time and place, and speak what is beneficial and true.
I train myself in kind speech, speak at the right time and place, and speak what is beneficial and true.
Sura meraya majapamadatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura meraya majapamadatana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
I undertake the precept to refrain from consuming non-medicinal drugs and alcohol that intoxicate the mind.
I undertake the precept to refrain from consuming non-medicinal drugs and alcohol that intoxicate the mind.
I train myself to practice mindfulness with kindness and wisdom.
I train myself to practice mindfulness with kindness and wisdom.
So that is the 5 precepts. I will do the final blessing. I'll conclude by saying, you don't have to repeat after me. Imani pancha sikkhapadani silena sugatim yanti silena bhoga sampada silena nibbuttim yanti tasma silang visodaye. You can say sadhu. So these are the 5 training precepts. Silena sugatim yanti means virtue. They will bring you true happiness. Silena bhoga sampada, through virtue also, will bring you prosperity gain in the Dhamma. And finally, through virtue, you may also realize Nibbana. That means extinguish from all sufferings. Therefore, we should purify our virtue. This is why we're doing the 5 precepts. Okay, very good. I will pause here first. Can I just close? Oh, doesn't work that way. Okay, just disconnect. Yeah. It's okay. I just talk. Yeah. Oh, you can switch off that way. And it's all right. Leave it. So good morning, everyone, again. We're happy to see everybody here. So we have this thing called we recap from day one. So that was the 5 precepts. I thought it would be nice to start the morning with a bit of chanting and also reminding what we're here for, and also the precepts, what we chant most of the time. Sometimes you just memorize it and just go finish, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It becomes like a very routine and ritualistic, especially if you do puja in the morning or in the evening, you just chant for the sake of chanting. But if you bring a meaning to it, sometimes it actually helps to invoke a lot of qualities inside. The words are very beautiful, but when you just sing it along, it doesn't bring that kind of a meaning that could give more powerful value to it. Which is why I like to do things in English or a language that you're more, a bit different, so that you actually pay attention. Oh yeah, what it is. Because once you're familiar with certain language or a verse, you tend to just go along and it's okay. I know I memorize everything. But the moment you actually have to wake up and look at the screen and say, okay, it gives a bit more, rejuvenating feeling to your own personal practice. I hope that kind of also reach out to you in one way or another. So before we continue on, was there anything that anyone has any doubt or questions from yesterday? Yes.
Walking meditation. Shall we wear barefoot or wear socks?
Okay. So when you walk in meditation, should you wear barefoot or wear socks? It doesn't matter. If you're cold or your feet hurt, you should wear whatever that makes you comfortable. It's not the gung-ho approach, because the training is not the feet, the training is the mind. So if you feel that you need to put on shoe, you're walking outside, please do so. If you're inside and the aircon is on, it's too cold, or in the early mornings, wear socks if you need to, but not so slippery socks, you might slip. But if you feel that you want to go barefoot because you can feel the floor better, by all means go for it. Yeah. Because I know some places when you're on cement floor, when you go on barefoot, the wind from inside, the coldness can go into your feet, and then you feel like arthritis or rheumatism type of feeling. So I wouldn't recommend that you try too much on that, because again, the benefit of walking meditation is to calm the mind down. So don't torture your feet. It's not the point of that. However, some people say if they wear shoes and all that, they can't really feel too much on the ground. So you go whatever, in between, however you feel. You can practice meditation to feel when your leg hit the ground, lift up, down, lift up, and the mind doesn't go wander everywhere. If you feel that when you're walking halfway, your mind starts to have a story and go to Siberia or somewhere else on holiday, stop and then say, okay, bring your mind back when I'm walking, and then start again. And if it still doesn't work, walk faster, because your mind have to keep up with your left, right. If you walk too slow, before the next step come down, your mind goes another story, another chapter, come back, and the next, another chapter, come back. So it's not beneficial in that sense. Walking is basically to hold your focus on your foot. But if your mind decided not to stay with the foot, that means the mind is a bit rebellious, so you want to go somewhere. So you have to say, okay, it's not the time to go anywhere else, I'm walking meditation. So you walk faster so that the mind have to keep up with your foot. A lot of people slow down too quickly. And it doesn't work very well, because they say, oh, I have a few chapters of book that I've written while walking meditation. Or you have all your fantasy and stories and all that have gone. So again, it's not the slowness of the meditation. You slow down because it's naturally your body wants to slow down and the mind becomes quieter and quieter. then only you slow down. You don't purposely slow down. You get what I mean? So same thing with wearing socks or footwear. If you can use that to protect your feet, but still have the benefit of walking meditation, yeah, go for it.
Better to walk as slow as possible.
Not always. If you have a busy mind, if you walk slow, there are two ways. You may not even know what you're doing because you're busy. The mind is up here. If you're, let's say, you're having a busy day, you have so much to think about, you have all the stress, you have all the problems that you need to solve. If you walk slowly, the walking becomes automatic, that the mind is still busy processing all your issues. So walking or not walking is not doing anything to your mind. So you want to slow the mind down. So you walk fast first to keep up with the speed of the mind. Then you slow down your walking with when your mind is actually slowing down itself. So synchronize as much as possible. Okay.
And what kind of surface is best?
Something comfortable. So if you're going up and down the hill, then you have to, when you go up the hill, your mind have to think, I'm going up the hill. Going down the hill, I have to make sure I don't fall down. So you don't add on too many factors. If you find some place flat, safe, no one's going to cross your path, then it's okay. It's no fixed place or recipe to it. So even in your house, you can find a corner, like just here, it's up and down, up and down.
Some people say best is the glass. Walk the glass.
Then you have a lot of cuts. Then you have to deal with cuts and injuries. Yeah, I don't recommend that.
Can we walk tiptoe?
Not really, because it's adding on to. You want to keep it simple. If you're trying doing all sorts of funny walking, you can try if it's beneficial. I know Ajahn Brahm recommended kangaroo meditation because people telling him, so boring, walking up and down, nothing more to do. Okay, then he said, just hop, hop, hop like kangaroo and hop, hop, hop like. So it's just to give a variety to your mind, to cheer up the mind. Yeah, I mean, not many people do it. Because when somebody do it, everybody else laughing. Yeah.
Why I ask is because I read from somewhere walking tiptoe actually is very healthy. It's good exercise.
Yeah.
This is why ladies are more healthy and more long life.
Because they wear high heels, right? You don't know the knee pain, the ankle pain that comes with it. No, I think we're doing not to exercise the body, to exercise the mind. Yeah. Where's your purpose? Your purpose to exercise the body, tiptoe, whatever you can do is fine. Yeah.
Where's the best place to meditate? Let's say if we go to some place and we meditate, we have to check first whether the surrounding is suitable or not.
It's up to you. What's the best place to meditate? Tell me. Is BGF the best place to meditate? Committee is here listening. No, it's wherever you feel is right and safe. Of course, don't try to meditate in the middle of the road. You know, you have cars coming and all that, or some place where you make it difficult for the rest of the people. But you find a quiet place. I would call it a protected place for you and for others. Sometimes a corner of the room. If you have an office, you just close the door, turn the chair backwards, and that can be a place. So where you can protect yourself from noise, people, interruption, that becomes a good place already. And some people say the toilet is the best place. No one knocks on the door. Okay, any other question?
I've seen people facing the wall and do meditation. What is the benefit of facing the wall?
So that they don't have to face other people. It's also if you can't keep your eyes closed, or sometimes keeping your eyes closed, still there is some kind of distraction of people moving back and forth when there's light. So facing the wall might help. I know in some Zen tradition now that they sit facing the wall. Doesn't matter. everything you do to reduce the senses like eye, hearing, smell, bodily. That's why I asked you to make yourself comfortable. So when all these bodily sense is reduced, your mind have a better chance to clear up. Otherwise, the mind will be busy looking, thinking, who's this person just crossed in front of me? What is that smell? Someone's cooking. So the mind is going busy with trying to identify all these senses. So if you want to meditate, cut off all these things so that the mind have a chance to slow down. You get what I mean? Just like a young baby, if you want to put the baby to sleep, you also reduce all the other factors so that the baby have a chance to rest. Otherwise, he or she will be triggered by something. So similarly, treat the mind like somebody that you want to really, love and protect. So you reduce the senses. So that's one of the benefits of facing the wall. You don't have to. Some people put on the mask, what they call it, the eye mask, whatever. Yeah, especially in bright places.
How to overcome pain and numb, especially leg?
When you meditate, if you have a lot of pain, I would suggest sit on the floor, sit on the chair, or change your posture. If you can sit with the pain, fine. But sitting with the pain will disturb your meditation too much, like you're only thinking about the pain all the time, then it's not very beneficial. So you may want to move your leg up and down, or you just shift to a chair so that the mind have a chance to continue to slow down and purify. If your mind is focused on dealing with your body, like pain and all that, then it doesn't have a chance to really meditate. So meditation doesn't always, you don't always need to sit on the cushion to meditate. You can be on the chair, or some people sit on the stool, those meditation stool where you tuck your leg under. Some people actually stand because they cannot sit too long due to some nerve pinch or whatever. So they stand. I would recommend, if you want to do standing meditation, to find a corner so that if you start to sway to one side or the other, then you don't fall on the floor. Yeah. Or some people have a high stool, like maybe the one over there. So you half sit and half stand. The sitting sometimes can be quite too much for people with injuries and all that. And if you're unwell and you're sick, you can also do lying down meditation. You can prop your upper body a little bit higher so that you don't fall asleep, but you can be in a posture that is the best optimum comfort so that you can drop the body and the mind have a chance to calm itself down. Hope that helps. Yeah. Everybody is different. So we can't say, oh, I can do double lotus, whatever, so you should do it. It's not a yoga class. It's actually some meditation. The effort here is to purify the mind. So know what you're doing. If you want to, make your body flexible and all that, then it's another exercise, not meditative exercise.
See, some people meditate, the body is swinging. Is it normal?
Let it be natural. Some people, you can see them swaying. Some people, they are falling asleep. They're going back and forth. Some people, their head is all the way down to the floor and then come up again. Happen. They just let themselves be. So sometimes the body is very tense. So when you meditate, you start to let go. There are people who have, the hand jerk, or there's this sudden, that jerky moment. Is how the body itself release that tension unknowingly, because you are just basically let go, let loose, and something will adjust by itself. So you can see some people swaying, going round and round. It's okay. It's just their business. Yeah. Some people feel that they're going everywhere, but when you video them, they're actually quite still. It's just the mind thinking that I'm going here and there. Okay, let's go on to, yes.
Sorry, want to ask. For example, you mentioned one of the tips is to face the challenge, right? But maybe like for me, when I see the challenge, I would say, oh, anicca, is it avoiding or facing? I give an example like, okay, my boss scolded me, so I was like, it's just anicca. So is this considered as avoid or am I facing her?
It's your approach. If she scold, what is it? Your boss scold you.
Example. She don't scold me, but example.
But if you want to say, oh yeah, anicca, the words just finish. The shouting just stopped. Okay, good. Yeah, it's a good approach too. So you don't absorb the bad energy inside yourself. Yeah, if you can do that, good. If you can't, then some things, certain words, just one word can really cut your heart into multiple pieces. Then you have to deal with it slowly. Yeah, it's very interesting. Words hurt more than action sometimes. Even on the text message, you see all the cyberbullying and all that kind of thing. You don't even know the person, yet you can believe the words. The person doesn't have to exist. You see how the heart, how we can absorb these things so quickly. So when you meditate and your mind is more stable, the heart's more stable, hopefully with this, any harmful words or something that can come towards you, you can deflect it fast and easier. So you're actually inside here stronger and more, resilient to overcome anything that come across. We cannot avoid nasty or negative things. It's very, very difficult. In this world, something will happen. And if it does happen to you, your job, like in this retreat this weekend, to do as much as possible, quiet yourself down, recharge your energy, recharge your mental energy, so that you're ready to deal with the life challenges outside. Very, very lucky that you have a chance to come here. Very lucky that there's opportunity like this. Not too many people, not too little people. Then you have a chance to ask questions, and also after that you have time to quiet down and also practice. So all this will help you towards dealing with life challenges. There's no promises to end any life challenges. Committees will be committees. People who don't work will be people who don't work. That's just it. One of the questions yesterday, like how to deal with people who don't pull their who do the minimum and let everybody cover everything. This is just so common. Everywhere in the world, every level of society, even monastics, it's just human being and how people's outlook of life and responsibility is different. For them, they've done enough. For you, it's not enough. So who's right and who's wrong? We don't know. But we just have to deal with it. If you're getting burnt out, if you feel you're the one covering up for everybody, then ask yourself, why are you doing it? Is it out of your own ego to show that I can? Or to save the situation, to do this, to do that? Ask yourself, what if you don't do it? So what's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, the company will go down the drain. Okay. Is that better? Or is it better that you collapse? So you have to come to weigh your own personal health, mental health, your family, your personal time. So this is the wisdom to choose when you are extending more, when to withdraw to avoid burnout. It's your own personal wisdom. There's no guidelines to it. Okay, good. So I like to also start today with the precept. The first precept being refrain from killing living beings, the panatipata. Well, we have phrased it back into how can I be kind to all living beings. Being kind is a very general word. Your kindness and my kindness all different. The level of being kind. A mother can scold a child to say, I'm just being kind to avoid you getting into trouble. I don't think the child always agrees, but that's also perception of being kind. So at the end of the day, how do you know that you're really kind or not? Is when you have given your best shot. If the result is positive, good. If the result is not something that you have wished for, you can go back and check, did I really do the right thing to be kind? Or you can choose to let go, because that's all you could do at that point of time. Yeah? Okay. The other one is others making you to, like, you get comment, for example, be kind. Then please be kind. That's a very common word. Please be kind. Please don't slam the door of the toilet. Please be this. Yes. When you reflect on that, there's two components. Number one, a lot of us don't like to be told what to do, but you do it anyway because you're very, very nice people. If you can drop that bit of I don't like to be told what to do and just do it, you can see it becomes easier. Of course, it swings to the other end of being asked to do everything and you just say yes. Not also like that. But if you stay in the middle where you drop off the grumble that I don't like to be nagged on or told what to do, you feel that this part is quite unnecessary, but we tend to add on, especially if the instruction comes from somebody you don't expect. If somebody more superior, somebody have authority, you're like, okay, I'll do it. But somebody who don't have authority is somebody you don't want to listen to. You feel you have this feeling that come up. So notice that. Try as much to drop it. You get it? Let's get some water. Let me flash the slide up again. The precepts one. So that was the first precept. And the second precept is to refrain from taking what is not given. The big word for this is stealing. A lot of times we don't steal, but there are also things that we do not truly legal. So this is where how much you can put in within your means to be as legal as possible. And I get many questions like, what about tax evasion, copyright? There's also that element of stealing. When you just download something that is not, and copy and give to your friends. And at one time, they have a lot of crackdown on this. Then there's also scamming, some things that is doing different ways of taking things that's not given. So I urge all of you to protect your own property in one way or another, so that you yourself have done your due diligence to enable that protection. And not just spending all the time to do that bit. The next part here is I aspire to be generous within my means. So generosity, dana, chaga in Pali, is very well, promoted in the Buddhist circle. Like monks and nuns come, who wants to do dana? Dana means offerings. Chaga is also giving, the word C-A-G-A, chaga. So be careful with being generous. One of the bad names about spirituality is people are more generous to the people they don't know than they are to their own families. I have seen many cases where the husband or the wife will complain to say my partner goes to the temple more often than he spends time with the kids or at home or with me. Is it a runaway thing, or is it I'm too busy, I need to commit to the something? So we have to be generous within our means, so within ourselves too, giving your own self the time to practice. When 24 hours is divided into sleeping, toileting, makan, and all this, then you really don't have much time for yourself. And that's not generous to your own self. It doesn't help. So when you chant the Adina Dana, think about how we are dividing time, so for your own personal practice as well. And generous within my means also, if you earn only X number of money, so it's always nice to be the big donor, to be known and names here and there. Are we buying marketing space? Or are we having a transaction? So I give a lot of money, I get a lot of favors back. So check again with that. For us, we do not publish donors' names. For the simple, not boosting, not making promotion or not putting names everywhere, because eventually it creates a lot more animosity seeing certain people's name here and there. So that's our monastery. Other monasteries are different. I won't comment about that. But you yourself, think if you want to put your name, fine. If you don't want to put your name, fine. So, but being generous is away from, it's a selfless giving. The giving expecting nothing coming back in return. Even if I have people have come up to me and said, if I support this monastic and for many years, giving him or her all the requisites, and one day he disrobed or she disrobed. So whatever I have done, then what happened? I said, when you gave at that time, is your act of generosity at that time. The karma that you made at that time was good, because it was pure intention. What the person does with her life or his life is really not your business. So your act of generosity you have already gotten the result from your act of generosity. If you hold grudges against the person now, you make more new act of unwholesome act that will negate, whatever you have given. Yeah, then coming back to maybe family or children. If you invested a lot in your own family or children and the person disappoint you at some point of time, was that a selfless giving or was it something that you expect back? So if feeling disappointed is natural, so check back again to see how we can reduce that by saying, I have given what I have given. How the person turned out is not within my means of control. So that itself lessen your own, wanting to control the life of another person, especially your own family and all that. So that's the generosity bit. Yes?
Just like we think beggars are poor.
Yeah.
Then sometimes we turn out beggar more richer than us.
Yeah. Interesting, right? Interesting profession, right? You want to try? So is that how do you say, virtuous profession of being a beggar? Maybe, I don't know. It's up how he sees of life. If he can beg for food or money and earn more than some people, they rely on the gullibility or generosity of people. It's interesting. One time, I had to accompany my mom to the market. There's, I think, a Oakland Road Market. It's a wet market, right? And I'm a nun. Because my mom cannot carry too many things, so I help her push the trolley. So I went in there with my mom. Then there was a monk selling things at the other corner. He saw me. He was so scared. I was like, I'm just walking in, helping my mom carrying. She's buying stuff. I'm not handling money. I don't handle money. So she's buying stuff. But the monk was so scared. Suddenly he's busted. Who is this other monastic coming to check me out? It was so interesting. I was like, he didn't know what to do. He looked left, he looked right. Then suddenly he's no longer that calm and composed and like, and he kind of like scoot off somewhere and then ran off. That's a side story.
So if you start because if you doubt whether they are real, poor, or richer than us.
I would give food or drink, something that he has to make use of versus money. If you're begging, you generally need money to buy food, or most of them buy cigarette or alcohol. However, if you give something that they can sustain their life, you feel better giving, rather than if you give just money. If they want money, you can ask, what do you need? What do you want to buy? I need my breakfast. I'll buy you breakfast. You know what I mean? So you kind of teach the person. You don't know what they do with the money. You can go bank gambling, and it's not very useful in that sense. So if you want to help somebody, help someone in the right way. The next one, Kamesu Michachara Veramani. I undertake the precept to refrain from any kind of sexual misconduct. This includes flirting, all sorts of something that could lead to inappropriate behavior between committed partners. Okay, but it's not just always husband and wives, or it could be committed partners, somebody they have committed to each other. If you have violated the trust, it's very hurtful. So I put here the next line is, I train myself to be trustworthy and reliable. If your partner calls you, ask you to do something, he or she knows you are trustworthy enough to carry it out. If you can't carry out, you let them know. So where you can build that trust between two people, the speed of trust, there's no argument about it. It's a very nice relationship to have, because I just know I don't have to worry about all the other things that could possibly happen. So train yourself to be in that way. Then you have so much less to worry about life. When we do dana ceremony, we give 5 precepts at the monastery. There's a lot of young kids. So they chant very well. They're like, Kame Su Michachar. Then later we said, what is the meaning of the 3rd precept? The 6-year-old or something like that. Then they look at their parents. The parents look at them. And they said, my dad say, do good, don't do evil. Okay, that's good enough. So even kids, they know it's very hurtful when mom and dad fight, or mom and dad not talking to each other. So they know, they don't express it out to you. So this precept actually keeps a lot of harmony in our family life. So do your best to protect each other. Musawada Veramani, the 4th one, to refrain from false and harmful speech. A lot of times the people say, don't lie. And some people say, white lie can or not? Otherwise it's hurtful. If somebody asks me whether I'm fat, but the person is fat, so you can choose another way of putting. I know somebody who asked somebody a question saying, did my husband do this and this? I won't say exactly what. And the person actually know the truth. What the husband, the wife asked my friend, and my friend knows. And my friend couldn't lie. If my friend say exactly what the husband do, the wife will be very upset. So the friend said, "You're asking me a question that make my life very difficult. I choose not to answer you, but I also don't want to lose you as a friend. So just know that I can't reveal some things because it's not, whatever I say to you will make you quite, upset one way or another, the details of it. So there's ways of, phrasing it. So the green color one, I said, I train myself in kind speech. So that's pretty much kind speech at the right place and time, because the wife is very upset. Asking, I think the details of, did my husband drink alcohol or something like that? I think he did. So speak at the right time and place, because the wife is at the very agitated and upset. The moment she knows that she's going to go and, have a quarrel or something. So at that time, telling the truth is not beneficial, because you're provoking something that is bad coming. So you rather walk away from that, even though you know the truth, even though you know. So if it's true but not beneficial, don't say it. If it's true, beneficial but not at the right time and place, the person is not willing to listen, save your voice. So if it's true, beneficial, right place, right time, but it's not kind, you can just sarcastically say something to the person. Also don't say. Find a better words for it. So by the time you analyze this, you say nothing. Not like that also. So here we are trying to find skillful ways, and there are classes that I have run before. I ask the participants to prepare your phrases, especially with your boss. You try to tell the feedback to your employees, report time, come late, never finish the work, how to deliver so that your employees' ears will be open and not closed and get upset. So you have to have your lines of delivery lines properly, and that's really kind speech. Okay, we are in this together. We want to improve the whole workplace together. And last one, Suramiraya Majapama. This is pretty much alcohol and non-medicinal drugs like, all the intoxicating drugs. Why is this? People can say, one glass of wine won't make me drunk. A little bit of beer is okay. Somebody asked that to Ajahn Brahm. They said, okay, so a little bit of killing is also okay. It's not. The alcohol and the drug itself is not a bad thing by itself. It's what effects on you that your mind get, how they said, intoxicated, and you end up breaking the other 4 precepts, which is something not advisable. So stay as much as you can from this. And if you have friends or family members who are, indulging in alcohol and drugs, it's not our duty to tell them off. It's not our duty to judge them as well. Because the Buddha always say there's no good and bad. You don't say, you take alcohol, you're bad. I don't take, I'm good. Really? By saying that, you're not that good. Because you're creating a bad environment and comparing. The Buddha always say, just talk about cause and effect. If you take alcohol, your effect is you might be like this. If you don't take, you'll be like that. End of story. No judging. Then you can maintain friendship, relationship, good friendship. But when you start compartmentalizing, yesterday you can compartment. Oh, this one don't meditate. This one drink alcohol. This one always lie. You're actually generating negativity in yourself, which is not the practice. The practice is looking inside. Sure, there are people around you who are not in line with what you're doing, but that's their business, really. Okay. So I say here, I train myself to practice mindfulness with kindness and wisdom.
Actually, in Chinese cooking, we do put a lot of wine in food. That should be okay.
If you cook the wine, the alcohol has evaporated. It's no longer, intoxicating. When you pour the alcohol into the hot fire, it has evaporated. But if you drink it by itself, or you add more after you cook, then it's still there. Yeah.
My concern is more the green lines. Are we reading more into what is meant? Because to me, when you say protecting life, to be kind, I thought the other side is protective of all life, not just kind. You try to be protective. This one, nothing. And the second one, aspire to be generous. I think it's also reading more into actually from taking what is not given. Basically, you can say it's stealing or taking without permission. But when you say aspire to be generous, it's kind of, I know the Dhamma aspect, I know, but it's sort of reading more into it, my own view. And then, third one, the central misconduct, train yourself to be trustworthy, reliable. Yes, you can read that way, but when you put it in green, it seems that is the only concern. And the fourth one, Kung Fu, I thought it's basically like undertake the training not to lie or tell false speech. Then of course the Kung Fu speech, wise speech. So the green one, I'm just wondering, is that a commentary or is that an actual reading? And
No.
The last one, of course, the faithfulness. Basically, we don't undertake, try not to discourage you to take all these because it will cause some heedlessness to you, like the driving, even the glass of wine. You never know that glass of wine will cause you to reaction to slow down. So I'm just wondering, the green line, is that a commentary?
It's my personal commentary, so it's not something in the sutta and all that. Yeah. For the purpose of this retreat, I tend to use this one to give a different spin to how we can practice the precept. Yeah. Thanks for clarification. Indeed, the first one that we say, protective of all living beings, is also very difficult to do that all the time, especially if your house gets invaded by termites or rats or cockroaches or something. People have asked the question, so what do you do if you have termites in your house? You can say, I will be protective of the termites, eat my house, you know. In this samsara, in this cycle of life, we live at the expense of other beings, like it or not. So the only way to not kill anything is to attain nibbana, to be out of the samsara. Until then, it will still happen. So to be protective of all living beings is quite a tall order when you come to wanting to do that. And we have people who take all the stray cats in, stray dogs in, and the whole house is all full of cats and dogs. Again, it's a balance between how protective you want to be versus is it livable? Is it something that you can do? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So how far could we carry on? For example, the first precept, do not kill all living beings. I think it's good one is to do the knowledge, and also even we are not killing, because we have to eat. The fact that we have to eat because of the thing that we are eating to be killed. So how much should we be concerned about this?
How far should we be concerned, and whether plants and does it include plants and all that you're saying is okay. the actual word here is panatipata. Pana means breathing. So any beings that's breathing. You can say plants also breathe because they take in carbon dioxide. But here I think it's referring to more the living beings, not so much the plant bit. Plants sometimes need to be trimmed and cut to be more healthy. So then there's also different ways of maintaining plants. I'm not a plant expert, but anyway, how far do you want to get to approach everything is as much as possible within your own means. Again, like if talking about those who take in 30 stray cats into their small little flat and then cause all the smell, it's not very doable because the neighbors will complain. So I think it's not within their means. So you have to do something that is you can do, you can afford, it doesn't cause harm to others and harm to yourself. So that includes the panatipata, is include your own self and your own family.
The second precept, for those who go for working,
Yeah.
you work 8 hours a day. You convert your pay into money. Question is, you work honestly 8 hours, you are actually stealing part of the company.
Yeah, correct. There's one monastery that I know. I heard from somebody, secondhand news, the abbot actually say when you're assigned certain work in a monastery, like sweeping, cleaning toilets, if you don't do it properly, you're breaking the second precept. I was like, wow, okay. Because you get free food and free accommodation. So it's honest job, whether it's at work or what's being assigned to you. So if you are expected to do certain responsibilities, if you don't fulfill it on purpose, not because your own disability, or you do it on purpose, because here intention is very important. If you're sick, you can't finish your work and all that, it's not out of intention because you just can't do it. But intentionally, you ponteng, you skive or whatever, you just want to get out of things, then there's that little guilt that will come with it. I didn't really fulfill that whole thing properly. Yeah, it could touch on the second precept in that way. Thanks for bringing that up.
If we didn't kill beings, let's say animals and so on, but it caused that other people to kill. For example, let's say we love to eat mutton or crab, and crab was eaten alive. So I used to actually kill that crab, but now I go to a restaurant to eat crab. So that means that I also causing others to be the killer, and indirectly that how about that first precept?
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation to kind of justify the precept with all these wanting to do. If you go to the restaurant thinking that yes, I want to have a live seafood, but someone is killing for me, yeah, you are participating a bit in this, compromising this precept. Not directly, but they're part of it. But if they're already frozen food and it's already in a supermarket, then the distance of with that precept is further. Even if you're a vegetarian also find those bugs that you have to take from the soil. It's not totally free from any killing. And I also say beginning just now, we can't, we always will have to live at the expense of the life of others, one way or another. The only way, practice Eight Noble Eightfold Path, free yourself, realize Nibbana. Then you're end of it. So while we're in here, we try our best. That's why these are called training precepts. You train yourself. It doesn't just, you don't just label yourself that right or wrong. You train. You made a mistake, do better, and see how we can refine and get better and better. We have, as nuns, I have 311 precepts. That's a lot. About 10,000 words to recite. Minus the red and the green. Yes.
We continue
meat and all that, will it add to our bad karma? Will it affect the karma?
The karma comes from how you get the meat. If you slaughter and
Whether we don't slaughter or buying frozen, all are slaughtered. We are taking part of it.
one way or another, you can say that. The Buddha has not said that you cannot take meat. So the Venerable Devadatta wanted to insist all monks and nuns to be vegetarian. The Buddha said no. Simply because there are livelihood of the people who still are doing it. And as alms mendicant, we accept what is being offered to us. The Buddha said, don't be choosy in that way. So he didn't want to put vegetarianism as to insist all monks and nuns to be vegetarian. When the monks go to China, because of the government and all that, then the vegetarianism started from China. So Mahayana monks and nuns are actually mostly vegetarian.
Any connection to the karma?
Karma is intention. If your intention is to kill that cow, then you participate in that karma. That's all I can say about it. Okay, time check. What are we doing?
Actually, it's overrun by about 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I think we can give them a short 5 minutes or 10 minutes break, then continue with guided meditation.
Okay, let's do that first. Okay, now everybody busting to go to the toilet. So we come back at 10:25? Okay, 10:25. Then we'll do meditation till 11:15.
Yep.
Okay, very good.